So I can start. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
So yes, today we're talking about genetics. It's quite a simple topic. Most of us have one or two ideas concerning the topic. Are we all hearing me?
If you can hear him, please respond or give a sign.
Yes, sir.
So I'll start. This topic is all of us, not even this. We're talking generally just on genetics and hereditary. Are we getting me? So this to be an interactive class. I don't just want to be talking. I want everyone to also talk and share their few experiences and all. So now let me start. Can proceed?
Yes, sir.
Can I proceed? So now can we all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but you can make
genetics
it
is
bold
the
a bit.
scientific study of hereditary
You,
genes and
you can
variation.
bolden it a bit.
It involves the study of our.
Hello.
You said
You can bolden it a bit
I
because
didn't get you.
now we can't see it. We can't see it anymore. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, was I didn't get you.
Make it bigger, bolder. It is not really clear.
Like this.
Yes, like increasing it.
Is it
Yes.
bolder this way?
Okay, it's fair. Thank you.
So now, genetics is the scientific study of hereditary and genes and variation, and it involves how traits are passed down from parent to offspring, and how genetic information is stored, expressed, and inherited. Are you getting it? So now, are you getting me? So now I will take this. There are certain times I enlisted scientific study, hereditary genes and variation. I know that is where most people will be getting it all twisted. Most people don't know the difference between hereditary and genes and variation. Are you getting? So now on to the next slide. So now we are going to break down the definition. So is this thing clear enough?
Not at
So
all.
what at
That's
all? Wow.
easy. Yeah. I guess probably it's from the font, like the
That
shadow
maybe
from the font.
maybe it is. But don't worry, I just want this thing to be more of we talking than me. You get. So now let me just pay attention to the verse. Sorry that the font is a bit small. So we are starting with scientific study. So now scientific study on the definition I give you. Genetics is a systematic and evidence-based approach rather, in understanding the mechanisms of hereditary and gene function. You get now for hereditary. So now there are certain traits that are passed down from parent to offspring. Are you getting? We are talking about hereditary now. Certain traits that are passed down from parent to offspring. Like example, your father. Some people might have their father's height, their mother's robust body, their father's nose structure, their mother's teeth. I hope you are getting me. Their mother's long hair. I hope you are getting me. Sha. So those traits that pass down from one generation to another, from offspring, from parent to offspring, is known as hereditary. Are we getting it? Are we getting it?
Yes, sir.
So now I
Please
will go
just
all the way
continue.
to.
Yeah.
You said?
I said, please just continue. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So now I will go all the way to genes. So now genes is the basic unit of heredity which carry information from one generation to another. Don't forget heredity is the study of those traits that are moved from parent to offspring, but genes are now responsible for carrying those traits from parent to offspring. Are you getting? So genes now, they are a segment of DNA that code for specific traits and characteristics. You get? So the genes is now, because genes is now part of the DNA that is responsible for passing your parents trait to you. Are you getting it? From parents to those things that are responsible for passing those traits from parent to offspring. That is just about genes. So now let me now go to variation. Variation is now the differences between two organisms of the same species. The differences between two organisms of the same species. So now two twins could have all similarities. Are you getting? But there will be a difference between those two organisms of the same species. Me and my friend, we are both of the same species. We are both human beings, but there is a lot of differences between me and my friend because we are two organisms of this. We are two individuals, two different individuals of the same species. Two goats can not have the same makeup, the same exact makeup. Though they are the same species, but they are two different individuals of that same species. So variation is the differences between two organisms of the same species. So now I'll move to the next slide. So now let me go all the way to gene. So I've spoken a bit on gene before. Now I will break it down a bit. So now the gene itself, if you remember, I explained that it's what is responsible for passing those traits from parent to offspring. Is that thing that is responsible. So now in this diagram, can we all see this diagram? Can we all see this diagram?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
So now if you can see this diagram, that X-like structure is the chromosome. So now you will see a lining moving to something that is wiggly. That wiggly structure is called the DNA, but inside the DNA you have the genes. Are we getting it? So you can see the gene is made up. The gene is inside the DNA, rather. It's a structure that is inside the DNA. So this whole wiggly structure is the DNA, but inside it is the gene. You can find the gene inside. Are we getting it? So now I'll move to the next slide. Okay, you can see here. You can see this DNA that is here. This structure, the X structure is the chromosome, down to this wiggly stuff. You can see, you can note that gene was noted here inside the DNA. This segment is known as the gene inside the DNA. So now let me go all the way to characteristics of genes. The first one is it is a segment of the DNA. So now genes are composed of a sequence of nucleotides rather, A, C, G, and T. So now A, C, T, and G is adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. Are you getting it? I will explain those four things as we go on. Just know that they are arranged in a specific order in the genes. Are we getting in the DNA rather? So now number two is codes of a trait. Genes contain the instructions for making a specific protein for performing a specific function. The third one is passed down from parents to offspring. So genes are inherited from parent to offspring. So now the fourth one is the variation. Genes can have different versions, that's alleles, that can result in different traits. So I'm moving to all these things I will still explain. I'm just trying to rush because of time. So now the next thing here is types of genes. Types of gene. The first one is the structural gene. The structural gene code for protein that make up structures in the body such as skin, hair, and eyes. So this particular type of gene are just responsible for those makeup of the skin, makeup of the hair, makeup of the eyes. You get some people would have this brown and golden eyes. Some people have blue. Some people having I don't know, is it so some people do have this black shade of people. So those genes are responsible for those genetic makeup. It's possible that one of their parents have this particular color of eye. You get. So the next one here is regulatory genes. So these ones control the expression of other genes. Then the next one is synodogenes. Synodogenes are non-functional. These ones are just there. They are non-functional, but they are extremely similar to functional. But they are similar to functional, but they are not functional. They are just there. They are just stagnant. No function, nothing. The next one is the cancer genes. So these ones, once they are mutated, they can cause cancer. You get. So the next thing on the list now is the chromosomes. So now, generally in human beings, we have 46 chromosomes. 46 chromosomes. That's 23 pairs all in total. So now, if you now break it down, we have 23 pairs of the whole chromosome. But if you now break it down, we have 22 autosomes, 22 pairs of autosomes, and we have one pair of sex chromosomes. I will guess the but they are responsible for passing genetic traits from one generation to another. You get. So now, types of chromosome. Number one, autosomes. If you remember, I was talking about autosomes just now. These ones are non-sex chromosomes. So we have 23 pair in humans that carry genetic information for traits. So the next one is the sex chromosome. That's even where I'm going next. The sex chromosome, the X and Y chromosomes. They determine the individual sex, so on and so forth. The last one is the mitochondrial chromosomes. These ones are just found in the mitochondria. They are responsible for carrying genetic materials for energy production. So now this is where we start the real work. The sex chromosomes, the X and Y chromosomes. For females, we have double X and X chromosome. For the male, we have X and Y. If you can see, there's a bit of crossing here, where the woman releases one X chromosome, man another X chromosome. The same man releases another X. The same woman releases another X rather, and the man releases another Y to form it. So XX denotes the female chromosomes. XY denotes the male chromosomes. So I'm moving to another slide now. So now, the role of sex chromosomes. Does anybody have any questions from here? Does anybody have any questions from here? No one is answering. Does anybody have any questions?
No questions. No, not yet, please.
We are still even going far. So I say we are going far. We are still going deeper rather. So now, role of sex chromosome. The first one is sex determination. So the fact that you know that XX is for female, XY is for male. So once you know that this individual has the XX chromosome, so most likely it's a female. This individual has XY chromosome, most likely it's the male. Are you getting it? So it's for sex determination. The next one is for reproduction. So these sex chromosomes play a crucial role in reproduction as they carry genes from that control fertility and gamete formation. The last one is genetic variation. So these sex chromosomes contribute to genetic variation and they can carry alleles and mutation. So now, sex chromosome abnormalities. I think this should be okay. We are almost there. So now, sex chromosome abnormality. The first one is the Turner syndrome. The Turner syndrome. So now, for the Turner syndromes, this is a condition where the female have only one X chromosome. For the females, this Turner syndrome is only for the females. So it only affects the females. So in Turner syndrome, you just notice that instead of two X chromosomes, it should just be one. Are you getting? So it will not be XU. That O represents an absence in the other X chromosome. So now in this Turner syndrome, you see that some of them they are short. Some uncle they are extremely short. They used to have issues with infertility. Some of them said they used to not really experience puberty. You get, and some of them I notice their ears are usually low. I don't know, it's extremely lower than normal for this Turner syndrome, but it affects females. So now for the next one, the next syndrome, that's Klinefelter syndrome. It's only affects males. Are you getting? So it's a condition where um the um the males have an extra X chromosome. So instead of XY, we have XXY. Are you getting it? So now in this one, they some of them behave like women for no reason. They behave exactly like women. They would have something this this breast enlargement, breast tissue enlargement. They do have it. Some of them they even have small testes. Some of them do have learning development and so on and so forth. And some of them will have this thing called osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is when the bones are a bit weak. You get. So now we are going to the next syndrome. That is the triple X syndrome. This triple X syndrome, it's a condition where female have an extra X chromosome. So instead of XX, they have XXX. You get XXX. So now you will now see that most of them will be extremely tall. They will be extremely tall. They will be having learning difficulties, especially in that area of maths. Especially in that area of maths, they'll be having learning difficulties. They'll be having speech and language delay. I notice some of them do instead of it's not even stammering at this point. It's just a weird speech delay. You get. And the next one is now the Y chromosome deletion. So now it's a condition where males have deletion in the Y chromosome. So instead of X, Y, they will not even have that Y at all. They could have something else there. They could have the XO or XX instead, and they are males. You get. So now in this one, most of them they will have this same breast tissue enlargement. They will now have issues with infertility. Most of them do have issues with infertility. You get. Some of them used to have social and emotional challenges. You approach them, they will, I don't know, ignore you. I don't know. They will just be distancing themselves from others. So now let's go to the AS, SS, AC, and SC genotype. So now for the AA genotype, most of they are not sickle cell carriers. They are just plain normal hemoglobin gene. You get no, they are not a carrier. There's not even a single risk of sickle cell. For the SAS rather, there's nothing wrong with them. They are just a carrier. That's S behind it. It just denotes that they are a carrier of the sickle cell gene. So now for the SS, you know this is extremely terrible now. Most of us have seen the SS patients. You see some of them, they will just be telling that they are feeling intense pain. They will be telling they are feeling intense pain. Normally blood is life. So the fact that blood is not in a sickle shade, everything they are receiving, both nutrition and oxygen, anything from the blood, it has been reduced by half. So you will now see most of them experiencing pain in their bones, deep into their bones. You see some of them they can't breathe well. You see some of them they'll just be tired. Some of the that crisis itself, it can be extremely deadly. You get. So now the AC, most
Listen,
of you have
sir.
not even heard of AC.
Sir,
Most
please.
of you have not heard of AC. So now,
Hello, sir. Please, can you help us increase the screen? Because I can't really see it from my head.
can we see this way?
Yes, thank you so much.
I'll be moving it. So now, this next one is the AC. The AC, this is number 4 AC. So now this one, that A denotes a normal hemoglobin gene, while the C there, are you getting it? Is now the issue. You get. So now those of them that have this AC, you see, so most of you have seen one or two people that maybe they have the AC genotype. You see some of these people wearing glasses. You see some of them wearing glasses. You see some of them it's different from this AS and SS of a thing. These ones are just susceptible to blindness, extreme blindness. So now for the SC, you can see this SC, this number 5. the SC is extremely dangerous than the AC. Extremely. So now the S there is a sickle cell gene. The other one is the C hemoglobin gene. Are you getting it? C hemoglobin. So the SC disease is extremely terrible and deadly. Some of them might be not even partially blind, fully blind. They will still be experiencing the pains of the sickle cell patient. So it's extremely deadly. So now I'll be moving to the next one. So now, can we all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Or is everybody paying attention? Okay, now you can see there's a table here. The first partner, the second partner is AA. So most likely, if you are to do that cross, most likely all their children will have AA. The first one, the second one, the third, and the fourth one. It's not like as if it will be exactly like that. It's just like they are just trying to say out of every 4 children, all of them would have AA. Are you getting it? So now for the AAAS, the first child AA, the second AAS, fourth AA, third AS. It's not exactly, it might not be exactly like that. They are just trying to tell you that in every 4 children, you have these four genotypes, the AAAS, the AA, and the AS. So it's possible that your first 2 children could actually be AS. It's not compulsory for you to be AA first, then AS. The first two rather might be ASF. You get? So now let me move to the next. The next one here is AS and AS. Now those of you that are AS, you know that you should target marrying a partner that is AA, because if you marry otherwise, you are going to be looking for serious trouble. SS, the sickle cell disease is a very terrible one, extremely terrible. You have no idea what these children face. Some of them even, I've met several one of them. Some of them even want to end it. The pain is extremely much. I don't think I've seen people react to pain that much in my life. I don't think I've seen people react. Most of them, I just pity the sick, but I pity them. Those SS patients, I really, really pity them. It's a bit emotional. I really pity them. I met one a long time ago, and he spoke to me that he wish he could die on the spot. That he feels death is to him. He feels death is mercy, because when they're having that crisis, it's extremely terrible. The one I met was telling me from his head down to down to the sole of his feet is just pain. The pain is too much. How would you live your whole life in pain? So please, those of you that are AS, please marry those that marry an AA person. Please, I beg you in Jesus' name. Marry those with genotype AA. God bless you. So now the next one, the ASS and AA. Okay, in fact, for the SS, the only option she even has, or he or she has, is to marry the AA genotype. So any other one apart from the AA, the only thing you should stick to is someone with an AA genotype. So I'm moving to the next slide. So now, blood grouping. For the blood grouping, so now this blood grouping, there are different groups in which there are 2 groups actually, which is blood grouping is. So the first one is the ABO blood group system, the A, B, and AB and the O. The next one is the RH blood group system. So now these two can be confusing in a way. You could be A,
Kindly
resource
increase
positive,
it.
negative, or positive. You can be B, resource.
Please
Sorry, I didn't hear
increase
you.
the size.
So now you could be A, having resource positive or negative. You can be B, having resource positive or negative. You can be AB, having resource positive and resource negative. You can be O, positive or negative. You get? So you either be A, positive or negative, B positive or negative, AB positive or negative, O positive or negative. Do you understand me now? So now we're moving to the next one. So now this chart, this chart is very simple. So the first column on top, or row rather, anyone you want to call it, I don't know mass. The first row on top, it is showing the blood group systems we have: O positive, O negative, AB, I mean A negative, A positive, AB negative, AB negative, B positive, etc, etc. So now the next one now, the what is showing here is just the compatibility chart. So now O negative is compatible with O negative here. Are you getting it? O negative, in fact, O negative self is compatible with every single, can receive blood from every single blood. So those of you, every single blood group. So those of you that have O negative, you should count yourself lucky because you can receive blood from any source. So now for the O positive, you can see here that they can receive from the O negative. They can receive from O positive, quite alright. They can't receive from the A negative. They can receive from A positive. You get? So you can, if you check here, they can't receive from anything negative. They can't receive from O negative. They can't receive from A negative, from B negative, from AB negative. So it's just something so that you can remember on time. Just okay, they can't receive from the O negative. They can't receive from A negative and so on and so forth. So now let's move to the A negative. So now for this A negative, they can receive from the O negative. They can't receive from the O positive negative. They can receive from the A negative. That's their own, obviously. They can receive from the A positive. They can't receive from the B negative. They can't receive from the B positive. They can receive from the AB negative, and they can receive from the AB positive. So the next thing here is the A positive. You just look through the diagram. I don't want to waste much time. You can see the ones that they can receive from and the ones they cannot receive. So now the most stingy one out of all of them is this stupid AB positive. Is like AB negative is still fair because they can still receive from AB positive. You get? They can receive from AB positive, but this AB positive is extremely stingy. You get my point? They can only receive from the AB positive, so they are they don't like to share. If you get what I mean. So now this factor, resource incompatibility, I will just explain instead of me reading through the notes. For this resource incompatibility, it is just when the rest. So it's the only problem with this resource incompatibility is the mother. Once the mother is resource negative, anyway, whether she's A negative, whether she's B negative or O negative, as long as she's negative, there's going to be a problem if she has a positive child inside resource positive child inside her womb. There's going to be serious problem. So now the thing is that for the first child, there's not usually any problem. There's no problem because at that time, the body's antibodies or the blood's antibodies, they don't know, or they don't have experience. They've not seen that type of thing before. They've not seen the fact that there's a positive child inside that. They don't have the experience that they have to attack this baby that is Jesus. So they will just allow that thing to pass by. They will allow the baby to breathe. You get, the baby will pass through the mother safe and sound. The next babies that coming are going to have issues because why? The immune system has built immunity towards the resource positive baby. Over time, it has built immunity. So the next baby that is coming during delivery, that's where the blood of the baby and the blood of the mother meets. The antibodies in the blood of the mother will fight against the antigens in the blood of the baby. You get, it will fight against it, then kill the baby during delivery. Only during delivery. So now, the best thing the mother can do is this: either she can, let me even get to that slide. There's something that the doctor will give her. The doctor will give her this thing, this number 2. Are you seeing this number 2? RH immune globin. So the doctor will administer this to the baby, so to the mother rather, to how will I even put this? Um, how will I to prevent immunization of that of the to prevent the immune system for working against those antibodies in the resource positive baby. So if the doctor is giving her this per delivery, because obviously the immune system of the mother is already aware that there's something called resource positive baby. So anytime it senses it strikes. So because of the fact that the blood of the mother is already aware, so the doctor has to give something to prevent immunization. Do you get? To prevent the immune system working against the resource positive baby. So now I will end here. I'll stop here. Is there any questions, please? Any questions? Any questions? You can ask too.
I think, okay, I think he said the bless as a question. He said, are you still asking a question? Your hands is raised up.
Hello, hello.
Good evening.
Sorry,
Good evening. Good evening.
good evening. Good evening. I didn't
Good
start
evening.
the. Good evening. I didn't
Good
start
evening. I can
the.
hear.
Okay. I didn't start the um training earlier, so I don't know if you must have mentioned. I was asking if AA, if AA is compatible with AA. I hope that
Yes,
is.
yes, compatible with the AA, obviously, because there's no is actually wonderfully compatible, so extremely compatible. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no it's not going to give birth to any sickler, obviously, so it's compatible. Another question, please.
Okay.
Okay, I have a few questions here, but I will start from this number one on my list. You mentioned some abnormalities before. I don't really know that particular subheading, and I was like, how would they be cured? Those abnormalities, yeah. Some people they're not normal, so yeah, that part.
Okay, okay. Right now, there's no cure for mental illness. There's not a single cure. Once somebody has these things, it remains forever. The only thing we can do is to manage it. So there are some certain therapies. Most of the time, it's usually from birth they realize these things over time. Maybe as from the toddler age. So there are some certain therapies they do for them, but it can't overcome everything. For example, now like the Turner syndrome, it really affects their infertility because it's mainly for females. There's nothing they can do concerning that because there are some certain organs that are not fully developed for the female, so there's no cure for it. Another symptom is the fact that the ears will be shorter a bit. You get, so they can't cure these things. It's just to manage them. You get.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So the next question is like,
Good
is
evening.
oh,
Yeah,
Good
I have a
evening.
question. Okay.
you can go ahead before I continue my own.
Someone
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
ask a
my
question.
question. Okay, yeah, yeah. I want to ask if there's any genotype called AC. AC.
Yeah, yes, there's the AC genotype. There's AC, there's SC, and there's CC.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, probably she
Is
came
that
late.
all?
Epsiba, is that all?
Yes, and also I wanted him to explain more of the AC genotype.
Mr. Stephen, if you can explain, just like briefly explain because of the time.
Okay. What is your sorry?
She said if you
I
can,
didn't hear a question.
yeah, her question is that
Okay,
she
I want
wants.
you to explain the AC genotype. The AC genotype, yeah.
So now, okay, so can you hear me now? Let me go on. So now the
Yes,
age
yes.
represents unhealthy hemoglobin, hemoglobin, unhealthy hemoglobin. So now the CGF now represent, for the sickle cell, it's a sickle shape looking like this. Are you getting it?
Yes, yes, yes.
But now for this
Yes.
one, it's a bit mal shaped too. It's just a bit mal shaped. Are you getting it? They will have the healthy one. In the whole blood, you have different hemoglobins. We have some of them that are healthy. Are you getting it? And some that are
Yes.
not healthy. So the A ones are the ones that are healthy. C one are the ones that are misshaped and not healthy. So now for the AT genotype, some of them they used to. It's mainly the main disadvantage there is that some of them usually actually have difficulty in eyesight. They have difficulty eyesight. Some of them they have any eye related illness they quickly get it. Long sightedness, short sightedness. Though they have some characteristics of the sickle cell, the shortage of oxygen, shortage of nutrition, they do have that too. So they are not cut off from those people. They do have that too. They have pain everywhere too. They experience a bit of not full crisis like the SS, but you will see some of these things for the those that have the CC. But if somebody just having the AC, the person just a carrier of that C. It's that C is a bit restrictive. Are you getting it?
Okay.
The two
Yes,
there is
yes.
a bit restrictive, while the A is dominant. So most likely the person will be living a normal life. You would not know that because those people too that have AS, you will not know that the person is a carrier of the sickle cell. The person is living fine. The A there is dominant, so it's suppressing that S. Same thing with the AC. The A is dominant and the C is being suppressed. So the person is living a normal life. But if the person were to have CC, that's where the issue would be. You get now?
Yes, 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 I get.
So next
Thank
question.
you.
Mr. Victor, I don't know if you have a question.
Is there more questions?
Okay, if there's no question from their side, no, I have some questions here. And one of my questions is that particular AC that Miss Elzeba just asked. I think that one is gone from my list. The next one is that those that behave like females, part of those ones that behave abnormal, some of them you said their ears, everything. You explained it from my first question. But what,
Okay.
what about those ones that kind of they are like male, right? And they are developing some female features and they behave like females. Sorry, they are developing female feature. Like you said that time that some of them that are they the ones that we call
So
okay.
I
Should I?
can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I said those ones that behave like females, they are developing female features. Are those the ones? Are they? Sorry, are they the ones that we call gay?
Okay, the clinical syndrome and the
Yes, those ones that behave like females.
no, 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 no. These are not gay. These ones are not gay. They are not. These ones, you know, is an abnormality. You some of them they will have smaller testes. Are you hearing me? Smaller testes.
Yes.
Because of the fact that the smaller testes, they will have reduced level of testosterone. Testosterone is the one that gives the men or man, if you get what I mean, the deep voice, the full chest, the you get what the production of sperm too. Those the testosterone is responsible for it. So now when you now come to those people with this thing, they have smaller testes, which now reduces their masculinity in a way. You see some of them having this stuff called gynecomastia. Gynecomastia is breast tissue development. You see, it's not like, but you know this thing is a deficient. You will know because you will see when you see them, you will know there's an issue. They are not commonly walking up and down. Most of them are usually in psychiatric ward. You get, you know that they will start having breasts like women, and they have a penis. So they will start having breasts like women. They will start having breast tissue and that. You see some of them now. They will be having issues with infertility. They will not be able to reproduce sperm because of the fact that they have smaller testes and the testosterone is not really evident that much. You get. and they'll be
Yes.
having this delayed puberty. That deep voice, you won't see it in them. You won't see it at all. In fact, you won't see it at all. You get.
Okay, what about the females that have penis? I've heard I don't know if it's a real life story, but I read a particular story that that woman, I think some people they said they have like two
You mean
female having
hermaphrodite?
female having penis, yes. So like that, I don't know if it's real or not. I'm just kind of asking. Is it real?
Oh, it can actually be real because all this thing is still genetic mutation. You understand? The way there's a particular way God made this thing. God made this thing to be. Imagine if there I told you that there are four proteins. I mentioned four proteins: A, C, G, T. A is supposed to connect to T, C, and so on. A is supposed to connect to G, and so on and so forth. So imagine if the T takes a roundabout and goes to another T in another section. You understand? There will be issues. All those things can cause mutation. You understand? It's mutation that used to cause some.
I can't hear you anymore. Can anyone hear me? Elsie, can you hear me?
Sorry,
Okay.
I have answered the question already.
All right. Thank you. So yes, this is it. Although I've already got that part that I wanted to say that I did not get a part of AC getting like using glasses. I don't see that okay. This is like career, like um, and you explain that CS is also being dangerous. But I think I should not go into that right now. I'll read more about it later. So you explain this particular blood group O positive and negative, A positive and negative, B positive and negative. And I was like, okay, I wanted to ask that what was the difference between the difference between the positive and negative, but I think from your explanation I got a few points. But now you also explained that O negative can receive load from any, right, any one of them, but O positive cannot. Okay, yeah, okay, sorry. But okay, I was not like okay, O positive cannot receive from all of them. So in that part, that O positive, is it that it will collect only from O positive alone, or that same O positive is where it will be collecting blood from?
Okay, the thing is that you are confused on the one that's collecting which, Abi, or why it is happening.
What I'm saying is that O negative collects from all of them, right? So I was not like okay, but it's collecting from all of them, but
Collect from all of.
yeah, so this same O positive, sorry, this same negative can it give to O positive, and this O positive can it collect from O negative because O positive is selective. That one kind of I want to really just brief explanation.
So now, are you listening to me? O positive cannot give to O negative. Are you getting it? But O negative can give to O positive. It's that simple. Are you confused on why this thing is happening?
No,
It's not like as if it's structured. It's just due to research that they found out these things. It's not like as if it's structured. You understand?
yes,
They found out okay, these two type of blood are not compatible. They found out that these two types of blood are not compatible. You get it?
yes. Okay, so now
So it's not like
okay, this is it. Like, you know that O positive is selective. It doesn't collect from every other person. Is it that it only
Mhm.
collects from O negative? I just want to understand those things very well. That O positive now, does it only collect blood from
No,
O
no, no,
negative?
no. It's not just O negative. It can collect blood from. You get. It's not just one particular one. It can collect from several others too. There's just the things that no, we did no at first nobody knew all these things. They made the start. They found out, okay, fine. This particular one can go with this. This one cannot go with this. This one can go. It's not like I see there's a particular structure that positive and positive cannot mix positive. No, they just found out due to research that okay, fine. AB positive cannot donate blood to O negative. That doesn't mean O negative can give blood to A positive. Are you getting me?
Okay.
Are you understanding?
Yes, I am.
It's just through research. There's no structure on ground. It's just a research. That find okay, these two particular ones cannot come together. These two particular ones cannot come together. You understand what I mean? It's no structure,
Yes.
nothing. It's not like I think see something you can learn or cram. Once you see the thing, once you see the thing, okay, these two don't go together, these two don't go together. You understand?
Yes. So you also mentioned that
So
AB.
on now let me move to why they even happen. Are you understanding?
Well, let me finish the question
Sorry,
under this
are
one
you coming?
first.
Are
Wait.
you following me?
I'm still on the blood. I think I should ask all the question under it so that we able to explain it together.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Can any other person hear me?
So now let me move to why they happen. Huh? You said okay, yes, I think they can all hear me. So let me move to why these things happen. There are certain there are certain antigens and antibodies present in each blood system. You get. So now once there are certain antigens in a particular blood. In the other blood, there are antibodies there. There are antibodies. So once the two come together, the antibodies are like the security of that particular person's blood. The antibodies will fight against the antigens in the other. So causing because if there's trouble in your blood, you know what happens now? Oxygen level low, nutrition disappear. Everything going on in your whole body is happening in your blood. Every single transportation is in your blood. So once there's issue with that, the antibodies fighting the antigens in your blood, they will obviously it will lead to death, instant death, because oxygen level will be cut off immediately. You know, the blood transports oxygen. So immediately there's that fight, immediately that thing leads to death. So when there's wrong blood transfusion like this, instant death, you get.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, sir. I think I will read more about the AB minus that is extremely stingy, but it can only collect from AB plus, but cannot share. And I'll read more about the restos incapability stuff, especially that area of the mother giving birth and how can it protect the baby during labor. So I've learned a lot today. Thanks so much, sir, for this session. The session is great. Thanks, sir. Is there any other question from anybody? Okay, I think there is none, sir. Sir, what do you want to tell us before we end the session? Like a general stuff.
Okay, please know your genotype before you marry. That's one thing. You are giving these children real problem. If you think love conquers all, I pity you. Or you feel maybe it is the four last children that becomes SS. It will shock you that it will be your first child that will be SS instead of your last, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Let us give him a shout out, please. Let's see this rolling.